Hello, my name is Jessy. I'm a student of Faculty of Literature in Universitas Methodist Indonesia. So in this video, I will talk about Chapter 1 until Chapter 3. The title of my research is an analysis of code switching and code mixing in the novel Sin by Faradita. Chapter 1 Introduction 1.1 The background of the study. Language is a means of communication that contains sounds and symbols that make it easier for the user to understand the communication that is being carried out, be it in writing or orally. According to Kimson, language is a conventional way used by the whole community in communicating, while Joshua Fishman says that almost all activities carried out by humans use language and it is used both in speech and in written form. According to Holmes, code switching will appear when the speaker shifts his language from one language to another, while Meyerhoff and Nurianto concluded that code mixing generally refers to changes between varieties or chords in phrases or clauses. The most popular written literary works in all circles are novels. The writer wanted to choose a novel entitled Sin by Faradita. 1.2 The problems of the study. The first one is, what are the forms of code mixing and code switching used in the novel Sin by Faradita? The second one is, what are the factors influencing the use of code mixing and code switching in the novel Sin by Faradita? 1.3 The objective of the study. The first one is to describe the forms of code mixing and code switching used in the novel. And the second is to describe the reason of using code mixing and code switching used in the novel. 1.4 The scope of the study. The author only focuses on code switching and code mixing contained in the novel entitled Sin by Faradita. In 1.5, the significances of the study. The first one is theoretical significance. Theoretically, this research is expected to enrich the knowledge of language, especially in the study of code switching and code mixing. The second one is practical significance. In practical terms, the result of this study can provide valuable contribution to readers and audiences. Readers can become familiar with any code that can be used in their day-to-day communication. Chapter 2 Review of Related Literature. Usually, the second chapter contains an overview or concept that is used as a foundation or reference in a research. 2.1 Sociolinguistics. Sociolinguistics refers to the way language is used in society. Nancy Perrett Hickerson said sociolinguistics is a developing subfield of linguistics which takes speech variation as its focus, viewing variation or its social context. 2.2 Bilingualism. According to Hartman and Starr, bilingualism is the usage of two languages by a speaker or speech community. 2.3 Code switching. Di Pietro defines code switching as the use of more than one language by communication in the execution of a speech act. Sweeter said there are two types of code switching. The first one is internal code switching. The second one is external code switching. 2.4 is code mixing. According to Couture in Sweden, code mixing is the use of two languages or more by inserting one language elements into another language element in one utterance. According to Sweden, there are two types of code mixing. 1. Inner code mixing. 2. Outer code mixing. 2.5 Factor of using code mixing and code switching. Chandra stated that there are 5 reasons why code mixing and code switching are used: quoting someone's opinion, confirming a certain group identity, interpreting people's conversation, increasing social status, and showing language competencies. 2.6 Previous study. Before doing this research, the writer read several theses as a reference. The first is Code Mixing and Code Switching Analysis in Ranah Tiga Warna, novel by Ahmad Fuadi, which written by Gilang Ramadan in 2015. The second one is a study of code mixing and code switching used in novel Love Make You Stupid, which written by Muhammad Edi Sugianto in 2014. Chapter 3, Research of Method. 3.1, the research design. This study uses descriptive and qualitative methods because this research describes and explains something and doesn't represent numbers but language units. Therefore, the purpose of this final project is to identify, analyze, and describe the types of code mixing and code switching in Faraday's scene, novel, and the factors that encourage their use. 3.2, the search of the data. The search of the research data is taken from the novel Scene by Faraday, especially everything that contains code mixing and code switching. 3.3, the procedures of data collection. In collecting data for analysis, it is necessary to take several steps. Read the novel Scene by Faraday deeply and rapidly, identifying and taking notes of the utterance of character, grouping data into code mixing and code switching, and analyzing factors that stimulates characters to use code mixing and code switching. 3.4, the procedures of data analysis. In this step, all the data obtained will be carried out by using referential identity method from Sudaryanto. They are classifying and organizing data, grouping data, and analyzing data. That's all of my explanation about chapter 1, 2, and 3. So in this video, I want to say that I'm incredibly grateful for my lecturer, Dr. Esrat Ambarita SS M.Hum, who guided me to complete this mini research.